It's 2025. We were promised flying cars. This is truly the lamest dystopia. Because instead, we got people pretending to have Down syndrome to sell their OnlyFans. This is real. There are like these AI filters people are using pretending to have Down syndrome. They're posting like feel-good, emotional content, like look how proud I am. They dance to trending audio, thank their supportive fans, and then they link to their explicit content pages because of course they do. What's worse is that these accounts are blowing up faster than creators with actual Down syndrome. They're stealing hashtags, hijacking engagement, and even pretending to raise money for disability. I'm not seeing as much representation as I am a warped cosplay of someone else's reality. So today we are diving into one of the most disturbing trends I have ever witnessed. Faking disability with AI for profit. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Honestly, I am a little bit concerned about my viewers. And let's talk about the real harm this is causing on the disabled community.
What floor? 22.
All right, quick pause, because we gotta talk about something kind of amazing. So this video is sponsored by Bellesa, who kind of make the prettiest toys I have ever seen. They're on a mission to help everyone embrace, explore, and celebrate their sexuality. Which, yeah, we love that. Way too many people are weird about this stuff, so shout out to Bellesa for making it fun and normal. Right now, Bellesa and I are giving away free rose suction toys with your order to everyone who signs up at the link in my description. Literally, go sign up, claim your freebie, treat yourself. All right, let me show you some of my favorites because these are actually some of my go-tos. Starting with the rose. Obviously. This is like the viral TikTok sensation. You've definitely seen it. It's got these soft silicone petals and does this strong suction thing in 10 different modes. It's also splash proof, rechargeable, and it fits in your palm. So you have got complete control over your pleasure. Honestly, so cute, but deadly. Big fan. Next up is the Pebble, which I love because it's super tiny, super discreet, literally fits in your hand. Plus, no annoying pattern modes, thank God. You can control the suction and vibration completely independently. So it is exactly how you want it every time. Safe to say, I was not prepared for how much I would fall in love with this. Then there's the Air Vibe, which is kind of a beast in the best way. It's all about dual stimulation, which has been a game changer for me. It also comes in this discreet little case. So if you're like me and you don't exactly have a magic hidden drawer, it is perfect. Plus, it's waterproof, rechargeable, and it's basically silent. Like, stealth mode is fully activated. No one is ever going to know. Except, of course, you know, you. And it still manages to be ridiculously powerful. So yeah, whether you want to try the Rose, the Pebble, the Air Vibe, Flutter Vibe, Thump Vibe, or just browse a bunch of pretty toys, Bellesa has got you covered. Don't forget, everyone who signs up with the link in my description wins a free Rose toy with your order. Honestly, treat yourself because you deserve it. All right, huge thanks to Bellesa for sponsoring, and back to the chaos. So that was someone using a Down syndrome filter to show off their ass, to promote their OnlyFans while pretending to be disabled. That is certainly a sentence I just said out loud. You ever just say something and your brain just like blue screens? After this video, I'm gonna be outside touching grass or asphalt or literally anything but the internet. So thanks for coming into the interview today. You said you had another part-time job. What is it you do for a living? Oh, you know, I do content creation. I dabble a little bit in OnlyFans, but it's like a very specific niche. Okay, so like spicy content. Yeah, but there's a twist, because you know how it's kind of hard to stand out on OF these days? Everyone's doing like gym selfies, like lingerie, like it's crowded on there. Right. So I stand out by using a filter and pretending that I have Down syndrome. Have you considered prison? And if you're thinking, okay, Michelle, I mean, that was just one video. Not really, because there's dozens. This one specifically had 6.4 million views. And let's be so real, especially when people are thinking with the wrong head, how many of us are realizing that this is actually AI? Like, we have some 47-year-old dad scrolling and commenting, and he's like, no, that's good for her, and then subscribing. Congratulations, because you just got baited by deep fake inspiration porn. And the comment section is a crime scene. I'd love to see her go down on me. I like my girls a little slow anyway. Sir, please be seated and possibly also launched into the sun. It also has me wondering, I can't possibly think of one reason why these filters exist. If you're using someone else's identity as a marketing gimmick and you think that's fine, I am so sorry to inform you today that you are in fact the problem. Nothing says falling in love like AI-generated content pretending to have a genetic condition? This is not just weird, this is calculated. The whole point of this is quite possibly, number one, fetish porn. People attracted to people with disabilities. And then we see the caption, which I can't think of a purpose for other than to bait sympathy. I have Down syndrome, but you could fall in love. Can we just really quick talk about the subtext here? I have Down syndrome, but you could fall in love. Why is this framed like a plot twist? Like love is somehow surprising because of the disability? That's basically the message. Am I still lovable despite my disability? But you're not falling in love, are you? You are being guilt-baited into engagement by ableist fake vulnerability. The real harm is not just that, what the f are you doing? This is fake. Real creators, you know, the ones living with it, they're being algorithmically buried. Their actual lives, their advocacy, their relationships, anything. It's all being flattened down into these romance tropes for clicks. Representation is certainly not supposed to be a genre, and it sure as hell isn't meant to be a marketing strategy, which to me is not just unethical, but also dehumanizing. Because at the end of the day, this is not about advocacy, this is about profit. So now we're doing promposals with fake disabilities generated by AI. Would you still go to prom with me? Even if I had Down syndrome? Let's be honest, read the caption. I've always imagined my perfect prom night. Not because of the dress, the music, or the pictures, although those would be, I need to stop. Although those would be amazing, but because of who I'd be going with. I dream of walking in with someone who's proud to have me by their side, who holds my hand without hesitation, who looks at me like I'm the most beautiful girl in the room, someone who doesn't care about what people might think, because to him, I'm not just the girl with Down syndrome, I'm his girl. We dance like nobody's watching, laughing at our own silly moves, and make memories that feel like a scene from a movie. And for one night, I wouldn't have to wonder if I'm enough, if I'm wanted, if I'm someone worth loving, because in his arms, I'd already have my answer. Maybe it's just a dream, but I hope one day it becomes my reality. If this was written by someone living with a disability, that would be poetic, beautiful. However, this doesn't seem so much like representation with what we know now. This is some kind of disgusting imitation of a reality you've never lived. You know, like, would you still take me to prom if I had Down syndrome? Like, wow, even with a genetic condition, someone might love me? Groundbreaking. I don't know if any sort of community of people needs some kind of thirst trap pretending that love for them is a miracle. People with Down syndrome have relationships. They go to prom. And then we have videos like this flattening it down to like this quirky, clickable fairy tale. But of course, make sure to click the link in bio. You're not raising awareness. And while this is being hashtagged and liked, perhaps there's another girl out there who lives with actual Down syndrome who's wondering why her videos aren't trending. Because hers doesn't come with a filter or a monetized fantasy. Drop a fire emoji if you date a 5'3" Down syndrome girl with double D's who loves BJs. Okay, now hold on. What are we doing? What corner of the internet did we uncover that this is normal now? The weird thing is that there were like 10 different accounts who were obviously using this like AI TikTok filter with Down syndrome, and they all worked exactly the same. Step 1, and this is mandatory, you have to slap this fake AI Down syndrome filter on your suggestive videos. Step 2, write guilt-based captions like, would you still date me if ... Step 3, you know, link in bio, you know, my Telegram has a paywall. Step 4, profits from fake struggle, fake identity, but of course, real engagement. But like I said, these filters aren't even good. If you look at the little glitches on their face, it looks kind of like a Sims character who was warped in the microwave. You know, we got the nose drifting into another dimension if you turn your head a tiny bit. That's called filters. If you see the eyes lagging like you're on 2009 hotel Wi-Fi, filter. Which is bizarre because it's kind of like almost infantilizing people with Down syndrome. Meanwhile, there are actual creators out there with Down syndrome, models, artists, influencers, people with agency who post real content who aren't doing it for pity. They're just living their lives existing without necessarily needing a filter. But it's a little bit harder to trend when the entire algorithm is already congested with all of these thirst trap fakers. Because a lot of the time, it's not the real stuff that trends. And that's a huge thing that I've noticed covering all kinds of disability fakers. People don't share joy, they share shock. Because people would prefer less to share joy and more share shock because shock content sells. And the thing is, these fake videos are literally built to farm reactions. I mean, I'm sure, like, as a person on YouTube right now, you've seen, like, these deep fake videos. They've been used, you know, to fake movie cameos, fake politicians, fake scandals. That's cool. Now this futuristic tech is being used for, a 5'3" girl with Down syndrome and double D's who loves for OnlyFans traffic. So past us from the early 2000s, this is where AI takes us. No, not sentient robots taking over. Just monetize thirst traps with disability fakers and trauma bait. So this one, I mean, I guess it's good news, was taken down since I was scripting. It was a lot because this was probably the most unhinged thing I have ever seen online. And I was on 2013 Tumblr. It was this page called Downy Molly, and she did a thirst trap. The overlay was POV, I'm 18, shy, attracted by old men, 55 plus, Down syndrome. You ever just read a sentence that makes your frontal lobes quite frankly evaporate? Not to be like our internet police here, but the spelling is a little bit like off. Unless I'm grammatically incorrect, which is absolutely a possibility, but the caption was attracted by old men instead of to, which just makes you think that this account might not be run from, say, the US, where they're claiming to be run. And the catch is, you know who's absolutely not gonna realize that this is fake as fuck? The exact demographic it is targeting. Older men who don't understand how face filters work. Boomers, I'm sorry to be the one to have to admit this to you, but you are being fished. Point 2, the shy, fucking nails. The shy girl paradox. You're shy, you say? I mean, this video was telling me otherwise. Cause to me, I don't know, that looks a little like extroverted caught in 4K. Do guys like shy girls? 30% guys who watch my channel comment below. Cause that's not just like, oops, I'm nervous. That's an AI enhanced thirst summon. So obviously I did a little investigation on this account. Her bio says Downy, which is already diminutive and slur-coded. The username, Down Molly. The caption says, link here, what you're looking for is here. But hey, it's spelled with a UR instead of YOUR, so clearly someone from Gen Z wrote this. Nothing says authentic like combining a disability slur with Gen Z slang and thirst marketing. So I went ahead and clicked on one of her story highlights, and I swear to you, it is a different person in every picture. One clip is of her with platinum blonde hair. 2 days later, she's got dirty blonde hair. And her body size, it does appear to, change in the course of 2 days. Now, I'm not sure what gym we're going to, but if our bodies are changing multiple cup sizes in a few days, that is not a workout routine. That's stealing some random woman's videos. And of course, running them through a Down syndrome filter like it's some kind of AI roulette. And this is where things get mysterious because one girl came forward and said, hey, so my video was used for this, like without my permission. That means someone, maybe an agency, maybe an anonymous creep, is taking clips of real women, putting a disability filter over their face, and of course reposting it for clicks, views, and money. That is certainly original. But imagine being one of those women. I mean, you just post like a video of yourself at the gym, and then suddenly your cousin calls you and they're like, hey, so why are you pretending to have Down syndrome on the internet? And then you have to go ahead and explain that somebody stole your video and turned it into fake disability. But how is this legal? Like, why did somebody originally, they were like, you know what I'm gonna do today? Is create a Down syndrome filter. Also, why is it not a crime to deepfake someone's body, simulate a genetic condition, and pair it with captions like 55 plus men welcome, and then like the water emoji? And then we can't even say these are parody accounts, cause trust, the comments don't think so. No, they're not social commentary either. They're straight up stolen content. And if you're running one of these accounts, well, can I say this with absolute sincerity? I hope your next follower is a copyright lawyer with rage issues. Cause sure, Instagram is doing its part in taking these accounts down, but also people are literally just making more accounts. Okay, but then there's these close-up selfies where it's so obvious that they're using a filter. This account posted this photo with a caption of, keep staring. At first I was like, what? Like at the fake filter? And I was like, oh, she was talking about the female anatomy. I mean, on the bright side, people are catching on. You can change your username all you want. You're still disgusting for what you're doing. Piece of crap, you are not real. Which is great that people are starting to catch on, but with these accounts I see, a majority of them are like, you know, water emoji or like eggplant emoji. Content warning, because this next part talks about sexual assault, so take care of yourself. I've got my little chapters. She doesn't know it yet, but 30 minutes after this video, my boss assaulted me in the warehouse and nobody believed me because I have Down syndrome and we're dancing. This isn't the only one. We've got a different angle we're coming at now. She doesn't know it yet, but 30 minutes after this video, she will get spat on in the street for having Down syndrome. Hashtag sad story, hashtag disrespect, hashtag trend. Just when you thought you saw the end of the AI Down syndrome thirst pipeline. So if you did go through such traumas and you want to dance about it online, none of my business, however you want to cope. But with this filter, this is not awareness or clout chasing. This is trauma porn with AI makeup. It's turning assault into a plot twist and using a disability as emotional bait. It's literally fan fiction, deep faked and written by a creep, quite frankly. I don't even know what to say. Like, you're turning a disability into a fake assault backstory. You don't, in fact, belong on the internet. In my humble opinion, you do belong on a watch list. So again, honestly iconic that this one was taken down. If I can't find it, I'll just put up something similar because they're all over the internet. This reel says, and I quote, "I have Down syndrome and a better body than your ex." If you first stumbled upon this, you might think the biggest problem here is comparing women's bodies, but then you watch my video and you're like, oh no, she actually didn't say that. Because this girl, whoever she is not running this account. I guess some of my biggest evidence, that some of these women are completely uninvolved is that, in one picture, they'll have one body type, and in another, they'll have a completely different one within 2 days. But who knows, maybe some of the time these girls are writing, they're like, yeah, I guess you can use my videos, if you pay me, I don't know. And then we had people in the comments oh, wow, she's so brave. No, sweetie, she's a marketing funnel. Some of these videos, what if you weren't even trying to be sexual? What if you're just trying to show off your gym results, and all of a sudden your videos are being used to advertise a fake only? Some of the times they're not only because I think to have an OnlyFans account, you have to send them paperwork and prove that you are who you say you are. So they'll kind of cut corners and they'll be like, well, PayPal, whatever, to follow this account. And that's where you'll get my disability content. It is disturbing that a lot of these girls aren't aware, but what if on some accounts they're the ones controlling it? Okay, so you want to go viral. You've tried, cooking, you've tried dancing, and then you think to yourself, what can I do next? Maybe try to be a comedian? No, I know. I'm gonna slap on a disability filter, upload thirst traps, and call it representation. That is where we enter on the stage Sasha May. A creator who decided subtlety was absolutely for quitters because she branded herself as Downy XOXO, which sounds like a failed Sonic character and a hate crime at the same time. So to break this one down, this is not someone getting impersonated. She is the person behind the filter, and she's not even anonymous. The bio of the AI account linked to her actual Instagram. So it's hey, if you're not into girls without disabilities, well, I've got a separate account for you. Of course you gotta post with exaggerated facial expressions and me shy, quote unquote. And right underneath all of this, we have click here for more. Okay, I'm sorry. So creepy, click here for more. Which is at what point? You know what I mean? Money is certain, capitalism exists, sentences exist as well, Michelle. But this is a very disturbing strategy. It's literally condescension of a group of people that you are now using an AI filter to represent. Because coming close here, you know what's easier than building a loyal fan base? Pretending to be someone who is already marginalized. It makes people pause. They think that they're watching someone who overcame adversity. They're gonna boost it, share it, support it. And by the time they realize, oh no, this is a thirst trap, but they're already following. And Instagram, unlike these people who had their faces being stolen, it's kind of just chilling because I don't know, there's no policies against this. It's not oh, section 504, 932, we've got do not fake disabilities using filters. There's no disclosure requirements. You can deepfake a genetic condition, link your real profile, and somehow that doesn't violate anything. And I'm not here to say like, Sasha May, you are a bad person. I'm just questioning, why is this allowed? What is the algorithm quietly rewarding behind the scenes? And does that have more to do with Instagram or humanity as a whole? And she didn't have to do this through an agency or some kind of burner account. She used her own Instagram tools to create this character who lives with a disability. Then of course pointed all traffic to her real account. Do you guys remember when Sia came out with that one movie about that child who lived with autism, and so many people with autism spectrum disorder were like against that movie? I feel like she watched that movie and she's like, okay, I'm brainstorming about how to get more attention to my real account, so what am I gonna do? Down syndrome. That's not hustle, that is exploitation with an engagement strategy. Stuff like this is not just a weird corner of the internet so much anymore. Like maybe with Down syndrome, it's new, but with disabilities in general, this has been developing. It's working. I mean, the more uncomfortable a video is, the more likely people are going to watch it. Some of these videos are straight up stolen. Some people are just altering their own faces. Platforms like TikTok, YouTube are out here like, hey, you cannot post altered AI content without disclosure. And yet, here we are. So CTA, this is my video essay. What do we do? First of all, and this is out there, let's flag any filter that is created that represents a disability. Maybe if someone is banned like an X amount of times, I think this is a thing, your actual IP address gets banned, so you actually cannot make a new account. Number 3, and most importantly, stop platforming fakers. I didn't want to be making a video about people who actually have Down syndrome. That would be incredibly messed up to like call them fake. And if you happen to be running one of these fake accounts or are faking a disability, well, first of all, judgment, but no judgment. You know what I mean? Like judgment from a loving place. It depends on why you're doing it. You know, like if you're faking a disability because like you are struggling with, I don't know, Munchausen's, it's a case-by-case basis. Or if, God bless, you believe you have X disability, but you actually don't, because the internet, it loves self-diagnosis. Like, I'm not saying that you're a bad person. This stuff is very heavy and messy, and the only way things like this change is if people start noticing. If your brain cracked even a little bit trying to watch this video, make sure to comment below an egg emoji so that I know you survived until the end of the video. As a team, we will confuse the bots. Like, comment, all that stuff, but most importantly, just be the person who notices, because behind every fake smile is a real person whose story got erased. Stay loud, stay human, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, love you guys.